Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Sebastian Movie Game Time, and today's episode 7. And on this new episode, I'm going to talk about more PS2 video games as usual, like I talked about in the past 2 times before this new one I'm doing. So, and then I'm going to, and after I'm done discussing those two PS2 video games, I want to move on to free movies that I thought they were great and or they're good and I enjoyed them. So, let's get started. First off, the first video game for PlayStation 2 I like playing is this one, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4, well, at first, I didn't play this game before for PlayStation. Well, this game wasn't for PlayStation 2 before. The first time I played this game was Nintendo GameCube. I rented it. There was a Hollow Video, Blockbuster Video. Anyways, I still have a Nintendo GameCube. I still own that. But this is the first game I played. This Resident Evil 4 is one of the games I played for Nintendo GameCube. And what can I say about Resident Evil 4? Well, obviously, it's a very spooky, moody of a mood, kind of atmosphere, mood spookiness when you play the game. Because you're this character in the game named Leon. He's like, I don't know, like, what do you call it, like an officer, or I don't know. He's assigned by the president to go rescue and find his missing daughter, the president's daughter, who's been kidnapped by the local villagers who are evil. And so, once your character, Leon, that's your main character in the game, you know, you go through this village and you counter all the villagers who live in that village, that broken down village, all the evil stuff. And let me tell you why I thought the game was so cool. Because once you get to the village, obviously you have to shoot the villagers that are attacking you or coming after you. So you have to shoot them in the head. I always shoot them at the head because that's when they're really dead. But you shoot them in the stomach and the chest, they're just gonna get back up. But you shoot them in the head, it really kills them. And there's this one village character in the game, and I know he has like a paper bag or a sack over his head, and he has a big chainsaw. And ooh, that one character with the bag over his head with the chainsaw coming at you, one of the I don't know what they call him, like the chainsaw man, or I don't know, but there's this guy with the bag over his face or over his head with the chainsaw, and it's hard to shoot him. I think you have to shoot him like 5 or 6 or maybe 7 times. If you shoot him like 7 times, then he's dead. But he's a tough character to shoot down and kill. The one villager dude with the bag over his head and the big chainsaw. Yeah, I think it takes like 7 shots. You gotta shoot him 7 times, and then he goes down. And then you move on to more levels. You're gonna encounter more hard to kill villager people that are coming at you or coming to attack you. So that's basically it. What can I say about Resident Evil 4? I give it 3 out of 3 stars. It's a great game. I like this. I like the intenseness and spooky atmosphere of the game. Once you're exploring the entire village, when you go on to the next level, it's just I mean, it's a great Resident Evil game. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I recommend it if you never played it. But 3 out of 3 stars for Resident Evil 4. And speaking of Resident Evil, there's another Resident Evil game for PlayStation 2 that I like. It's called Resident Evil Outbreak. Resident Evil Outbreak, it's a game where you play different characters who meet at this bar, and then the bar gets surrounded by zombies, and your character player in the game, and the other characters, you help them escaping the bar for different shortcuts how to abandon the bar because it's overtaken by zombies, and you move on to the next level. Resident Evil 4 Outbreak is a good video game too. If you guys never heard about it, I highly recommend you play it. It's really good. Um, it's basically your average zombie game, shooting zombies in the head, obviously, and you get bit. If someone gets bit, you have to shoot them, or they bit you, and So I rank Resident Evil Outbreak 3 out of 3 stars. It's a good game. Okay, well, now we're done talking about those two Resident Evil games for PlayStation 2. Now we come to the free movies that I consider that are enjoyable and that I like. So, first off, we have this movie, The Wild Bunch. And this movie stars William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Ben Johnson, Warren Oates, Eamon O'Brien, Robert Ryan, and this film is directed by Sam Peckinpah. Sam Peckinpah, to do to you out there who's never heard of Sam Peckinpah, he was known for making a lot of non-stop action movies that are really bloody and graphically. And this movie, Wild Bunch, woo, this movie has great action shootout scenes that are completely bloody. Now you look at this movie now, like, oh come on, all the all the blood splatter, people get shot, and blood splattering on people when they get shot in this movie. It's you may look at this movie today and it's like, I mean, this is a classic movie. It really is. But when the characters get shot in this movie, the blood splattering everywhere when characters get shot. You know, you may look at it like, oh yeah, the blood splatter effects. I mean, they're kind of cheesy to look at. It really is. But at the time when this movie came out, nobody's never seen a movie quite violent like this movie. And this movie is so fun. This is a great movie. I mean, look at this picture right here. These are the characters in this movie, and it's like, how come all these characters are walking straight into the clouds fog? And I realized maybe this is the afterlife, because when people said, what happens when we die, or when our time on Earth is over? Do we go in the afterlife? Like, I think the afterlife is like foggy and cloud or something. Well, if you look at this picture right here, all the characters from this movie, all the actors, because all the actors in this movie, they all died. Well, the main actors passed away, and I don't know who's left. I don't know who's left of this movie, but the main characters, they all passed away in real life. So obviously, you look at this picture with all these characters from the movie, and they're walking towards the cloud fog. That means the afterlife. So I was like, oh, okay. And this movie has one of the best climax shootouts. I would say bloody shootout. I mean, the main characters get shot. All the main characters shoot the bad, you know, the bad guys. Obviously. Now you may think, yeah, but are these main characters in this movie are bad guys? Yes, they are. The main characters in this movie, they are bad guys, but they're more like, I don't know, what do you say, like anti-heroes? And there's a big climax shootout, and yes, you get blood splattering when characters get shot. Yes, there's all that, and it's just a great movie, and all the performances by William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Ben Johnson, Warren Oates, all those characters, they all deserve performance, and all the main cast in this movie, they all deserve performance, great performance as well, but. It's William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Ben Johnson, Warren Oates. They're all like the standouts of this movie. They really are. They're just great. And, all these actors are no longer with us, and it's sad, but, they did their time in movie Hollywood in the 50s and the 40s. So, they had a great life. They did the movies the much they could, and so I rank the Wild Bunch. I get the Wild Bunch 3 out of 3 stars because it's a classic action western movie. And if you haven't seen the Wild Bunch, I recommend you watch it. You will not be disappointed. It's very highly entertaining film, really is. And we come to another classic movie that's my favorite, The French Connection. Now, The French Connection, Gene Hackman plays this New York tough guy, New York cop or police detective. I don't know, like cop or something. Who's kind of a little bit of racist in a way, and he's kind of like a hard-nosed cop. He really is. But, he gets a job done, and, he gets, the scum and the criminals off the streets of the New York City era. And his partner, the Gene Hackman's character's partner in this movie, is played by Roy Scheider, who was in Spielberg's first Jaws movie and Jaws Part 2. He was in that. Oh, and I forgot, Gene Hackman's character in The French Connection, his name is Popeye Doyle. And he's a great tough character. The Gene Hackman character, it's a great tough character, really is. It's really it's really a timeless movie. You look at this movie now and it's like, oh yeah, some of the scenes that the director William Friedkin made this movie, direct this movie. You look at the scenes in this movie, and there's no way nobody cannot top anything, every scene in this movie. You look at like every scene in this movie. No way this can never ever be done nowadays. You just do can't do the scenes in this movie. This is what we see in this film, and this is what we get. And William Friedkin, the director who made the French Connection, he did a very great, terrific job. Uh, and the car chase that Gene Hackman chases the train that one of the bad guys is on, that's a great car chase scene. It's it's an entertaining action movie, and it's really great. It's really I rank the French Connection four out of 4 stars because it's classic. It's Gene Hackman, and Gene Hackman won Best Actor for this movie. And I think this movie won for Best Picture or Best Director. I don't know, but I know Gene Hackman won something for this movie. But it's a good role performance by him. And if you guys see the French Connection, I highly recommend you check it out. Again, it's a very enjoyable movie. And we come to the last classic movie that's my favorite. Before I say this movie, I just want to let you know that I've seen this one movie. I see this one classic movie, and even though I thought it was good, it was musical, great, but I have to say I like this classic musical movie better. And this one is Saturday Night Fever. Yep, Saturday Night Fever. Now, when I said, now I know what you're asking. What do you mean? Before I mention this movie, there's one that I didn't. Well, I mean, well, the one I said before I mentioned this Saturday Night Fever, there's one I mentioned before this. It was Grease. A lot of time people now I have family members and cousins who love Grease, and I mean, and they love Grease. I understand they love Grease. Everybody loves Grease. It's their all-time classic Travolta movie. Like, yeah, this is our Travolta classic Gats movie. Is Grease. And I'm glad, and I'm glad my family love it. My relative cousins like the movie as well. I'm not. I'm just saying that that's good for them, but Saturday Night Fever to me it's my classic Travolta movie. Now I know we're gonna say, yeah, but Travolta did 2 dance classic movies, Grease and Saturday Night Fever. So, but obviously I'm sticking with Saturday Night Fever. I don't know. I just like Saturday Night Fever more better than Grease. Grease is not. Well, I mean, I saw Grease finally. All these years, I saw it and I thought it was charming, delightful. Musical number movie. Travolta saying singing and dancing in that movie. Olivia John was great in that one too. And at the end of the Grease movie, everybody knows that song, You're the One I Want. Everybody knows that song that Olivia John sing together. I mean, it's a good movie, Grease. It is. But I wouldn't say it's my favorite classic Travolta movie. Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever will always will be to me my classic Travolta movie from the 70s. Now, if people like Grease, I understand. I'm not saying anything negative, bad things about it, but I'm more of a Saturday Night Fever person than I'm a Grease person. So that's just me. People had different tastes and opinions of a movie. That no, they didn't care for this movie, but they like this one. That's just me. I like Saturday Night Fever, and it's the best the Bee Gees songs in this movie, Saturday Night Fever, is the best thing about the film. I mean, Staying Alive is great, where Travolta's character's opening scene of the film is walking on the streets of New York City, carrying a paint can, and you hear Staying Alive playing in the background. That's a timeless opening shot scene. And then later on, when he's at the nightclub, they play that song, Night Fever. He's doing his groovy dance moves and doing the wave dance hands, and there's some other good songs in the film too that are great disco stuff. And at the end of the movie, there's another song by the Bee Gees too I really like. What's it called? How Deep Is Your Love? That's another good Bee Gees song, kind of a love Bee Gees song. Bee Gees song. I really like that song. How Deep Is Your Love? That's a good love song right there by the Bee Gees. So, but everything about that movie is classic. I don't know, and like I said, I am more of a Saturday Night Fever person than I am more with Grease. But that's just me. So I rank Saturday Night Fever 4 out of 4 stars because it's excellent and it's a classic of mine and I really enjoy it. Well, everyone, that's a wrap. And just want to say thank you for watching channel episode 7 of Sebastian's Movie Game Time. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Have a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe. And try to eat not too much turkey dinners, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, whatever. And on the next time on my channel, I'm going to talk more PS2 games and more films. So, again, have a good Thanksgiving, and I will see you at the movies.